Tonight on Debate Amongst Friends, we will discuss the NBA Finals, LeBron James, tomorrow's draft, and recent trades. Starting now.
Hear ye people of the podcast stream, welcome to Debates Among Friends. This is the 8th episode, live on Mixlr, and under the name Debates Among Friends on Facebook as well. I am known as the Professor, and always ready to drop ye knowledge to ye people is the Doctor. Doctor, are you ready?
I'm ready, got my prescription pad ready, and we're ready to drop some knowledge. Definitely, my brother. How are you doing?
Well, other than a low debacle last night, which, almost killed your boy.
Yeah, they tried to kill you, my friend. I wasn't really feeling that too much.
All I'm going to say is that I had a little faux pas last night with Papa John's and things crawling that shouldn't be crawling.
Papa Plus.
Papa Plus.
Come on.
Shout outs to Mike Ross. Shout outs to Mike Ross for that one.
Plus.
But I'm here. I feel energized. And boy, oh boy, I'm ready to talk. Let's get ourselves straight to it. We had the NBA Finals conclude.
Congrats to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Unfortunately, I made a read off the podcast after game.
I believe it was
5. Actually.
Yeah, 5,
after
6.
Game 5.
Well, after 5, yeah, because that's the one we gave the asterisk, correct?
Yep.
I mean,
and I told the doctor after the game. I said, you know what? The Cavaliers are gonna win. The Cavaliers are gonna win, and I'm not happy about it.
I didn't believe it. A lot of people that I talked to didn't believe it, including the man who made my sandwich in Harris Teeter, the local Harris Teeter.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. It was a good sandwich too. He basically was saying, hey, a lot of people. Let me back up. I think the problem is that people think that, hey, we're going to sit here and we're going to hate on LeBron. And I know we're going to give LeBron his 5 minutes later on, in which we're going to begin and then we're going to end 5 minutes. Really, really.
Only 5. That's
just 5 minutes. But the
finals, and the reason why
don't
get 5
minutes. They don't need no reason. The people don't need a reason.
They don't need to know, doctor.
Because all we've been hearing is LeBron James, and that's all you're going to hear about it. And I'm going to give that spiel a little bit later as well. But the games, in my opinion, until Game 7. The referees called the Game 7 much better. It was much more cleaner. It wasn't any favoritism. I hated Game 5 and 6.
I hated Game 5 and 6 as well.
It was like WWE WrestleMania, the last two.
Ooh.
And we sat here and watched The Undertaker lose all over again.
Oh.
To be honest with you, that's what it was like. It was really, really terrible. It was, and people just say we're hating and all this other stuff, but it was really, 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 really bad
for those 2 games.
But it was
those 2 games.
Those 2 particular 2 games.
I will say this: Game 7, in all honesty, and this is the threats of being real, I would say that was one of the best Game 7s I've seen in a long time.
Absolutely, and I think somebody did make that point on my Facebook, saying that we should be celebrating this great Game 7 instead of always talking about conspiracy theories and all those other things. But I mean,
even though there is, but that's besides.
This series should have been over Game 5 or 6. It really should have been. And this is not to take away anything from LeBron. I think LeBron is great. I think the Cavs supporting cast is good, with the exception of some players. I thought without Kyrie Irving, this series doesn't even happen. I think 4 or 5 games, like I made my prediction in 6, this series does not go past 6 if Kyrie doesn't go off to help LeBron.
But what the funniest part about the whole thing is the impact or lack thereof of Kevin Love.
And that was my next thing, and that's why I posed that question to you earlier. If like the Lakers or like the Celtics felt compelled still to trade for Kevin Love, and the Cleveland Cavaliers get somebody like Ingram, or maybe they go out and get Buddy Hield to replace J.R. Smith, who opted out of his deal.
He's gonna come back. He's coming back.
If they draft Buddy Hield, they don't need JR.
So how are they gonna draft Buddy Hield though?
if they trade Kevin Love.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I mean, stranger
I mean,
have
in a business sense, it does make the most sense to do that.
he just doesn't fit in Cleveland. He
He
doesn't fit.
doesn't fit. He
So
doesn't.
I mean, what he did in Game 7 was different.
It was.
I mean, he actually was aggressive on the rebounds, but when you have Tristan Thompson up there and he's so strong on the boards, you don't need two dominant rebounders.
Nope.
I-
It literally just shows how much the game changed.
Yeah, but in LA or in Boston, which I don't think Boston needs them, I think LA needs them more than Boston does.
I would say that. I think Boston is literally on the rise. Like they
just need one
missed-
player.
Exactly. Like they just missed the playoffs.
And I mean, this is something that we're going to get to later, but maybe a player like Dwight could go to Boston instead
You
of
know what? I'll be totally
instead
fine
of
with
another team that's on the list.
that. Dwight, I know you're a fan of the show. Stop it.
Don't you put on that blue and orange.
Don't you put on that.
But I mean, the finals were good, and shout out to the Warriors. I mean, although they pulled the Reggie Miller choke, yeah, because this is worse than I can't even say that, but I can. I think this is worse than OKC, even though it's the same amount of games. It's definitely worse because you were the best team in
your conference.
Not only in the conference, you were the best team in the NBA.
Yes.
They were the best team. 72 games, 73 games, the best shooters.
Would you say, and I know a lot of the people out there are listening to this right now, and they're asking the same question. They said, Doctor? They said, Professor asked Doctor this question. I'm like, I'm going to ask this question.
That's the question.
Do you believe that the hate on Golden State is overhyped because of the 73 games? Or Steph Curry being unanimous MVP?
The problem that I had, and I think it's really the Steph Curry being debate amongst friends. Steph Curry being the unanimous MVP. We're on debate amongst friends. Freudian slip there. I think it's been with him being MVP, but the thing that I can't stand, and the thing that's really getting on my particular nerves, is that people keep saying, "Oh, and that's your MVP. LeBron is better than him," but LeBron wasn't number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in this race. So, I mean,
which also debates among friends predicted that one correctly.
Right. Which, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, you can back me up on this, or please feel free to debate. But I mean, if anyone would have gotten the award outside of Steph Curry, it would have been one of the other three, in which we said, hey, and I thought personally, Russell Westbrook had better stats than Steph Curry. Kevin Durant had better stats than Steph Curry.
But and let's not even talk about
Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, he could have just swept those top two awards, defensive and MVP. But they probably said, hey, he didn't score as much as the other guys, so.
But he didn't need to.
He didn't need to, exactly. And I mean, personally, I really think that Westbrook and Durant, it would have just been really between those two, because defensively, Steph Curry just isn't there. And I think that's where people really got on Steph, was that defensively he just wasn't there. But some of those fouls that he got called for could have threw him off his game. But this is a no excuse. This is big boy basketball. Pull your diaper up and get out there and play some basketball.
Granted, I mean, it's really, really hard for you to continue to play if you feel like you're being targeted. If you even put a pinky on someone and a foul is called, it kind of throws you off your game.
No, absolutely.
We've been through that.
And to me, like, me, I like aggressive defense. If I was a coach, I like aggressive defense. I would want my team, everybody on my team, to be aggressive. If you're gonna
get a game, coach,
put me in for real. Like, if you're gonna play on a team of mine, and this is football or basketball, I want you to be aggressive. So to me, if you're gonna get a foul, get an aggressive foul. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying going out there and kill anybody with a flagrant, but
that's the problem, though, because that line is so gray.
It is.
That, a good hard foul can turn into a flagrant foul.
Well, I mean, in this NBA, it seems like as long as you don't target the head, it seems like, you won't get called for a flagrant based on the reviews.
There's been some exceptions to that where,
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, if somebody's going for a JBL clothesline, then that's completely different. You know what I mean?
Line them up!
Texas. That's something completely different. But I mean, we're just talking about going for the ball, and But the finals, it was a good overall. if I had to rate the
overall.
finals, I would say it was about a B minus. B. Game seven really brought it up, but I think game five and six. And notice that we're not saying game two or game three, or any of those games where the teams were blown out. We're talking about specifically game five and game six. Conspiracy theories, hey, Draymond Green had to be ejected or suspended for the team to win, and then you open the door for game six when you got to get Steph Curry out of the game early. So let's get him some early fouls, and then game seven, oh, let's play. Oh, let the boys play.
But
Just
at that point, I mean,
more
confidence was
demoralized.
shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
demoralized without question.
But
Uh,
of course, here at Debate Among Friends, we're not haters. We're just
no,
speaking on things that we've seen.
yeah,
Not to mention, B-Ball Breakdown. And shout out to B-Ball Breakdown. They do a great job of giving us a live analysis for these games as well too.
mm-hmm,
Even shown, detailed of where there were foul calls,
mm-hmm.
where there should have been foul calls, where it was a ticky-tack foul call. And granted, let's not even front. I mean, Steph Curry made a lot of stupid fouls.
He made. I think him and Klay Thompson made a lot of stupid fouls, and they also shot a lot of stupid shots.
I was going to go on that one as well, too.
Yeah,
But see,
like it
Debate
was
Among
terrible.
Friends, see, we are straight down the middle.
Yeah, I don't.
Despite the fact that we dislike LeBron to a degree, we can't knock his hustle.
But we don't dislike like LeBron personally, and I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. We just don't like. I don't like the way some of the ways in which he plays the game of basketball has nothing to do with his physicality. It's actually sometimes the lack thereof. I would say, and the crying. Oh my God, the crying. There's no crying in basketball.
No.
You know what I
No.
mean?
Maybe when you're like 7 to 10 years old,
Yeah,
maybe.
you can
But
cry a little bit, like that little face that he makes, and I saw a few fans out there just giving him the crybaby, the little whiny eye thing. He can't.
because unfortunately, that is what he does.
He does. And he
But
gets away with it.
once again, we're gonna get a lot of people that's gonna sit there and tell us, well, it doesn't matter. LeBron James still won.
Yes, but
They're gonna,
I mean,
like, someone literally posted a collage of pictures of Andre Iguodala fouling LeBron James.
I saw that, but they didn't post the picture of LeBron throwing an elbow
Exactly.
five
They
times
didn't
per game,
post a
five
picture
times a
of
quarter.
LeBron, grabbing Steph Curry's jersey and pulling him back. Like,
We could get off of that.
by all means, more power to you that you're able to show this evidence, but you need to show both sides of the coin instead of just one side.
So it's 8:28 Eastern Standard Time. So
I
let's
think we already. Let's do this 5 minutes. Real
Yeah,
quick
let's
so
get
we
this
can
5 minutes.
keep
Let's see. It's 8:28. All right, 15 seconds will be 8:29. So we can really give this a quick 5 minutes.
Before it hits 8:29, Debates Among Friends is brought to you tonight by Not Your Father's Ginger Ale. Make sure you pick it up at your local grocery store. It is made by Small Town Brewery. It is very delicious.
Very
And
good.
it is also brought to you by Stella! Oswaz.
Oh, wow. All right, so it's 8:29 Eastern Standard Time. Can I just start by saying, and I told this to another Facebook friend of mine, no one wins a LeBron debate.
Absolutely not.
And I specifically said, if you're a Five Heartbeat fan out there, nobody can sing like old Eddie Kane, and no one wins a LeBron debate. Because the LeBronomaniacs out there, when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, the
Let me tell you something, bro.
Let me tell you something, brother. The LeBronomaniacs out there will never let
and all the
you
15 million
get
LeBronomaniacs out
the end
there.
of it. Take your vitamins, say your prayers, because this debate will go nowhere. It'll be debate amongst LeBronomaniacs.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and that was already a minute talking about LeBron. That's how crazy it is. That little spiel I just did was a minute. But we don't have a problem with LeBron as a person. I think he does great for the community. I think he does great for internationally. He is one of the best athletes, one of the best gifted basketball players in the league. There's no question about it. But when you
But
look,
here is our trife with the whole LeBron debate.
Mhm.
When people are saying that he is better than Michael Jordan,
Stop it.
posting images, giving us comparisons about stats,
Stop it.
not even accounting for, the era of basketball.
Yeah, you can't even. It's oranges. It's apples and oranges. It really is.
Like, are you kidding me?
Driving Flair nuts. Yeah, you can't.
Playoff scores? Playoffs?
Playoffs. Don't talk about
Playoffs?
playoffs.
Don't sit there and talk about playoffs.
I think I saw
You're not even
one.
you're not even factoring the errors.
I think I
You
saw
kidding me?
one that said LeBron was 31, Michael was 31, LeBron had three, Michael had three, LeBron had three MVPs or championships.
4 MVPs.
Oh, I think it was
Four
finals. Might
MVPs,
have been
three
finals.
championships.
Finals MVPs, I think it was.
Yep.
Um, and that he went 7 times. I'm like, well, 3 out of 7 versus 3 out of 3.
6 out of 6. Yeah, like
I mean, why would you even post this? You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like, why even post this? I get it. He
And
finished
people are posting right afterwards saying, "Oh man, it's so close. Like you
no,
definitely gotta give LeBron the edge." I'm like,
it's
but
not
where? How do
close.
you see
It's
that?
not close. And then there's that other post that said that LeBron James was better than the Black Mamba.
Mamba.
Are you kidding me right now?
I had quite the laugh.
Can I tell you? And this is something. Now I'll tell you right now. Most people hate Kobe as a person. you know,
This is
it's
true.
the opposite. He has the opposite factor for LeBron. Like LeBron, people love him as a person, hate him as a basketball
Hmm.
player. Kobe, they hate him as a basketball player, and they hate him as a person. So it's two. I mean, they really don't like Kobe. But I gotta tell you, the one thing about Kobe is you put that man anywhere on that court before these last 2 years. He really wasn't playing these last 2 years.
No.
He was so serious about his craft. That guy could hit a shot from anywhere, falling any which direction. Mamba, for real. I give him
Hand down,
uh,
man.
hand up. It don't even matter. Hand up, hand down. You could be
Hand to the side,
holding his pocket.
moving around
It
the
don't even matter.
ride.
It don't even matter. He's gonna make the shot, and he had that competitive edge. LeBron, I love LeBron's. Sometimes he's aggressive. A lot of times he plays passive with finesse,
he has a mild tenacity to him.
mild tenacity. That's a good way to put it.
Whereas Kobe has a always tenacity.
Killer and
You know, if I had to compare Kobe's tenacity with anyone today, it's Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook, which is the only reason I think he would go to LA next year. But that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole different story.
But I also think that if we're sticking on LeBron for 2 more minutes here, or yeah, 2 more minutes, actually 1 more minute, but we'll see what happens. I think the issue that we're having with LeBron is not LeBron itself, but it's LeBron fans.
It is LeBron fan.
Because don't you dare tell me that you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan or you're a Miami Heat. You were a Miami Heat fan 2 years ago, and now you're a Cleveland Cavalier fan. I don't want to hear that. Just tell me you're a LeBron fan, and that's okay.
And you know what? We both would be okay if people would just say I'm a LeBron James fan. I'm not really a Cavs fan. I like it when they win, but I don't really like people on the team. I only have LeBron that I like. That's not a
I'm
problem.
okay
We don't
with
have
that.
an issue with
I'm
that.
completely okay with
That's
that.
honesty.
I love that.
But to sit there and bandwagon and jock ride,
No, that's what makes it worse. That's what makes
that's what makes it
that's what
worse.
makes following LeBron and being a fan of LeBron hard because I don't want to be mixed up in that group. you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like I don't want to be anywhere near that group because
Exactly.
the LeBron maniacs go crazy, and I don't want nothing to do with that. But ultimately, LeBron, great person, good basketball player, solid basketball player, hands
Yes.
down, best basketball player in the league today at what he does. But I'll say
Although the professor was still called the best athlete in the NBA,
best
but
in the
that's
NBA.
bouncing.
I would say that there are some things. Obviously, Steph Curry does better shooting. Obviously, which LeBron we had some reads on him. Hey, people were saying he can't shoot the three. I think LeBron took nothing but threes, game 5 to 7. So
He did.
I think that Russell Westbrook, given some time and bearing no injuries, easily could potentially pass LeBron. With
Oh,
much
absolutely.
because he's such a dynamic,
Absolutely.
fast player. But I'll give LeBron all the credit, and there's nothing taken away from the credit. But I just wish the LeBron maniacs out there
We calm down.
just rein it in a little bit and be humble about it.
Just calm it
I
down.
think you mentioned something, and this
Exactly.
is the last thing because it's 5 minutes is over, and that's LeBron maniacs are sore winners.
They are.
And
And I did say that.
you did say that, and they're sore losers. So it's like, again, can't win a debate with them. This 5 minutes is over. How about
Let's move on.
this draft tomorrow, which we've just found out that the first two picks will be the kid from LSU, Simmons,
Hmm. Ben Simmons.
and Ingram from Duke, bearing any traits. Which that's where the whole the idea that hey, maybe a Kevin Love could be on the move, to an LA or to a Boston. Could you imagine that though?
That would be insane.
I mean, I know Danny Ainge has wanted Kevin Love, I know he wanted Kevin Love. I know he wanted Dwight. I know he
Hmm.
wanted a few people for so many years. But these players, they're just not where they want to be, or where they need to be, or want to be. And I think that if you bring in somebody like a Buddy Hield or a Ingram, I mean, they have such high ceilings right now because they're rookies. Only thing about Boston is that they have so many rookies. Like
They
they
do.
had so many draft picks last year, the year before last, that it's like maybe it is time for them to stop drafting people. Maybe they're the opposite of the 76ers, where the 76ers are drafting, you know, freaking bigs, but these
I'm sorry. I was looking at an old picture of Scottie Pippen in
oh my
college.
God, I saw you make a face there.
I
Um,
was like, oh
uh,
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
but the 76ers are drafting these bigs, but the Celtics have a lot of guards and smaller forwards, so it's time for them to clear that out. So maybe bringing in somebody like a Dwight or Kevin Love would really help them. Although I
I
do,
think bringing someone like a Dwight would help them out because what they really struggled on this year was rebounding.
that's true. And although I do like Jared Sullinger, I really like Jared Sullinger
Oh,
a lot.
absolutely.
Kelly Olynyk, I think, is pretty good. They have some other pretty good, solid bigs, but I just think bringing in Dwight or maybe even a Joakim Noah or somebody that's going to give them some grit, I think will really, really help them mature and get a little further in the playoffs.
I can agree with that. I can
Uh,
agree with that.
but the rest of the draft is wide open. I think there will be some blockbuster trades. We saw some trades today that we're going to get to in a moment here. I know you're looking particular to discussing and talking about. It's probably going to take the rest of the
Absolutely.
show.
But first of all, we have other breaking news. Combo guard Luke Rittendower announces his retirement today.
Well, it's not really breaking news.
I mean, he was pretty good when he was, playing a while back.
Yeah, a while back, I guess, but I mean,
I'm just stating what it says here. I need to let the people be informed. That's all I'm going to do. We're moving on.
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm sure Luke enjoys and appreciates the plug.
Ha.
But I really do believe that in this particular situation, the draft being open, there are going to be some people moving around. The 76ers are talking about moving up and down, and I'm really looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to it. Definitely going to try to tune in as long as I possibly can because the draft be coming on kind of late, so we'll see exactly what happens. Rockets don't draft those second round, so hopefully we get somebody that can actually move. We can actually move up without giving it.
Another forward?
Well, what I'm hoping that we do, honestly, is package some forwards. Maybe package up one or two, preferably Corey Brewer, so that we can get that $8 million or $9 million off the books, which will open up some more cap room to go out and get somebody. Maybe we
Yep.
go ahead and let KJ McDaniels go. That $4 million can, disappear. I know we have
Hmm.
some international players that we could definitely use. Um, but we'll see exactly what happens in this particular case. And, hopefully we can just make some moves.
I completely agree with you. And speaking of making of moves, I mean, let's start talking about the trades that happened today.
Well,
And
let's talk. Well, let's talk about the light one first. Not really light, but before you go into the details with the one that I know you definitely want to talk about. But let's talk about the light one, the one with the Utah Jazz, Indiana Pacers, and the Atlanta Hawks.
yep,
So the Atlanta
Jeff
Hawks traded Jeff
Teague.
Teague, who's
Well,
been really, really
let's start it with a story. So Jeff Teague, the Atlanta Hawks Corporation have been hinting and been stressing about how much they wish to change who will be their next starting point guard because Dennis Schroeder has, definitely come up and started to show that he has a lot more talent than whatnot. So during, I believe, the second half, going towards the end of the year, they started to play him a lot more and a lot more, just to get him more acclimated with the system, just to have him, engage this starting role. Well, that was the writing on the wall for Jeff Teague. He was going to be out. He's getting paid a lot of money. He's still a great guard, though, but it's a matter of, you know what, we need to do it best for business. So today it was announced that he will be shipped off in a 3-team trade, as the doctor so eloquently stated, with the Indiana Pacers and Utah Jazz.
But I also think that there had been, and this is a great GM move. And I told people at my job, first of all, I work with all ladies, so it's kind of hard to talk about business. So whenever I see a guy walk by, I'd be like, yo, they traded this person, just to throw it out there real quick so I can talk to somebody about it. Which is why I text you. Yeah, I text you all day. You know what I mean? Like,
shout outs to the Judies.
Yeah, Judies. Professor Plez. Professor Plez.
But before you're gonna get to your point, let's just tell them what the trade was about. It was the Indiana Pacers. They received Jeff Teague. They sent off George Hill, and it's actually pretty funny. So Bleacher Report put up a stat comparison between the two. Shout out to Bleacher Report for also providing us some great information for debates among friends. Also brought to you by Stella and not your father Ginger Ale Cheap Club. Anywho, the Utah Jazz sent their number 12 pick for tomorrow's draft. And they get George Hill.
And I like George Hill. I think George Hill's a great player. It's just, in this particular situation, the Pacers needed to upgrade. They needed another scorer beside this man, Paul George. They needed it. They had no choice but to go out and get him.
Granted, I mean, they have Miles as well, who's been playing really good.
He's a shooting guard.
Paul George is a shooting guard.
Paul George, small forward.
You know what? They just blended all.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call
well, see, I think Paul George used to be a shooting guard.
Oh, you know what? You're right, because Monte Ellis.
No. That's when he was a small forward. Monte Ellis was a shooting guard. When they got rid of Monte Ellis, they brought in They had Paul George, and then they had Danny Granger. Danny Granger was playing the 3. Paul George was playing the 2, and they had David West playing the 4, and then Hibbert playing.
Isn't Monte Ellis still playing for the Pacers this year? I believe so.
He might have just came. Well, Monte Ellis was playing the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said Paul George was the 2.
Yeah. So, and that's what I was thinking of before they got rid of Danny Granger. So
who the heck is?
Now he's playing the 3.
Who the heck is Miles? CJ Miles?
He's the 4. No.
Which Miles? Miles Turner?
Yeah.
Oh, he plays center from Texas. I was like, what Miles is he talking about? Oh, Miles. I mean,
Miles Plus.
He's okay. I mean, I thought he came off the bench, but he's okay. I don't think they should have got rid of Roy Hibbert that early. I think they should have kept him for another year. But I understand if they can pay him.
He just lost that confidence.
Yeah, now I don't know what's going to happen with him. But as they said, he'll be a second tier free agent, maybe third tier, and we'll see exactly what happens. But I think bringing in Jeff Teague is a great move. I think that in this particular situation, it does work out tremendously for them because it gives them another option. Because I think Jeff Teague can really, really get to the basket. He can definitely hit the open 3 from time to time. And, I think that's a really, really good move. Now, for Atlanta, they get that draft pick. They already have the point guard of their future in Dennis Schroeder, who I think has been a good player. He can definitely score. Now, all they need to do is go out now, depending on what happens with their top free agent, or re-signing, I should say, of Al Horford, unless they decide to let him walk. Then you go after somebody like Dwight. You go after somebody like Noah, or maybe you draft a center, and hopefully that person can fill in. But, I mean, this was a move that made sense business-wise and basketball-wise, which is a current theme that I'm going with today, because that's going to be the same thing that we're going to talk about later with that next trade that I know you're so interested in talking about. You've been holding it in all day, because I told you, I said I don't want to talk about it until debate amongst friends at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I said, let's not
get this
talk
over
about it. So today, mid-afternoon, the New York Knicks, Phil Jackson's new precious baby boy, has traded. And I said this. This is the exact trade I said. I said they're going for Rose. They're going to trade Calderon, who I know makes $9 to $10 million, and they traded Robin Lopez, who also makes $9 to $10 million.
Which I'm not too worried about those two.
And then they threw in a diaper dandy and Grant from Notre Dame, and a second round pick. We ain't talking about a second round pick because that's not really that big of a deal. But this is a pretty deep draft, so I would probably kept on to that second round pick. But they traded Grant, and that drove the professor nuts.
I'm still kind of nuts about that. Once again, so here's my gripe about that. Before we continue on, here is the professor's rant of the day.
Give us the gripe.
My problem is he just had his first season.
Grant?
We traded for him.
You did. You guys did.
On draft night to get him.
You guys drafted 2-point guards last year, didn't you?
No.
Who did you draft last year? I know you drafted Grant.
No.
I believe you drafted someone.
And we also had Porzingis.
Oh yeah, you traded up.
Because we traded what's his name? We traded a junior for him.
You traded up to get Grant.
Yep.
Gotcha. Makes sense now. Which I didn't know why they did that either. Especially, I don't think he got too much playing time, but.
No, he didn't, and that's the part that had me so upset because towards the end of the year, they started to let him play a little bit more to show what he can do. Maybe obviously that meant they was just trying to use him for trade bait.
Absolutely, I was about to say, Phil, you dirty devil, you.
You dirty
bastard. I know you would say bastard. It's okay. You can say bastard.
Let's just use devil. The Beta Among Friends, we're a family show. We try not to say a lot of bad languages, but
my God.
The professor's kind of hot about this.
I'm okay. I know that you want to say bastard, and I think it's okay.
But once again, that's the only part of the trade that really upset me because I'm just like, we keep getting these young stars, these young, up-and-coming stars who have the potential to do a lot. And they trade them away, and that's the part that just drives me bonkers.
But business-wise, think about this.
Business-wise, it makes great sense because that's a lot of salary that's going to be dropping off.
Well, not really.
Next year.
Well, yeah, next year. Because, there's no way that Derrick Rose is going to sign another $20 million contract. But when you think about it...
If the Knicks do it, I'm going to MSG, and I need to talk to Phil Jackson directly. That's all I'm saying.
The thing is, and the reason why I love the trade, and I was very in favor of it the whole time, is, number one...
Because it wasn't the Rockets?
No. Nothing to do with the Rockets. I knew he wasn't coming to Houston because, they're big on Patrick Beverley's ability to play defense. So I knew he wasn't coming to the Rockets, but the reason why I love the trade was because, number one, we know, I know, that Derrick Rose can play basketball if healthy. Jose Calderon is just okay. I never really was a big fan of Robin Lopez when he played for New York, when he played for Portland. I was completely okay with him not being, with him basically being moved on from. That's okay. You just got a great scorer, somebody who's going to be marketable, which you lost the marketability since losing Jeremy Lin and Linsanity. And
I'm not going there right
now. You got an opportunity to bring in Derrick Rose, who can score. You got Porzingis, who's really, really good. You got Melo, who obviously has shown that he just can't get it done by himself, and that's okay. And now, the report
they're talking about
that Dwight Howard is on. The Knicks is on Dwight Howard's short list, which I've said the whole time. I said that months ago.
Dwight, this is the professor. Stop it.
Now you're talking about Derrick Rose.
But they're also talking about potentially Joakim Noah coming to New York as well.
Well, that was all fan speculation.
No. It was legitimately an article on Bleacher Report as well.
I don't know. That might have been fan submitted. Because Joakim said he's going to listen to every single offer that comes his way.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Every single one. Dwight said the Knicks are on my short list, which I think is about 3 or 4 teams. Probably it's got to be nothing but East teams on his list. Nothing but East teams on his list because the West have beat him up badly.
It has. And we talked about this before the podcast, and we both agree.
Mm-hmm.
And we said this 2 episodes ago. So check out the Base Among Friends episode 6, where we said that the Eastern Conference is not
soft.
It is SAWFT. Soft.
Shout out to Enzo and Cass.
Shout out to Enzo and Cass. We're going to talk about a little bit of WWE.
Yeah, we can get into some WWE. But
But to the point, if you have at least 2 all-stars on your team, you can make the playoffs.
You can.
You could potentially make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Easily. Case in point, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. Case in point.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Like, even just the backpedal, like, the main argument people kept saying was, well, the Cavaliers' path to the finals wasn't easy. And I call bull.
It was very easy.
Because it was easy.
I don't even remember who they played half the time. Like, I keep forgetting. I keep saying.
They played the Pistons, they played the Hawks, and they played the Raptors. And the, professors, the fix is in because they wanted to bring more viewership to the game. Because, once again, all the games that the Cavaliers won in that series were blowouts.
And I mean, and I said, and I made the prediction that I knew the Raptors would win 2 games. Actually, no, I said the Raptors would win 1 game.
No, you said 1 game.
And when they won that second game, I was like, well, what the heck is going on? But then you said
then
they wanted to make it look good.
The fix. Exactly. And they accomplished that. Well done.
They did. No, absolutely. They did a dang good job. But
because obviously those LeBron maniacs forgot about
it. Oh, yeah, they did. They did. They definitely should have swept the Raptors without question. You're bugging out right now. But, I mean, with the Knicks, this would be the first time in years if they pull this off with either Dwight Howard, let's say Al Horford, freaking, even if they went after Andrew Bogut at this point. No. I'm telling you. These are the people that they're going after. It has to be.
So as a Knicks fan, and I'm going to speak to most of my Knicks fans out there because some of them agree with me, some of them don't agree with me. For me, I don't care about star power.
It's not about star power, though.
I care about, can you play? Did you enjoy playing defense? Because if you play defense, the Knicks fan base will get behind you.
You just sound like you described Dwight Howard.
Dr. Pleb, stop it.
Dwight Howard.
Stop.
In a nutshell, he played defense.
Really?
And you didn't say anything about offense. You said defense.
Well, once again, I mean, my mentality is defense creates offense. However, I'm going to ask you then, since you want to eloquently state that Dwight Howard would be perfect.
He would be perfect.
Was Dwight Howard the top shot blocker in the league last year?
Probably not, because he didn't play a lot of games. He wasn't in the game.
Was he the top shot blocker last year?
Probably DeAndre Jordan. Well, again, the way they play defense.
the Rockets
play defense. That's why I'm saying they. You can't have 1 or 2 players.
I'm sorry, Doctor. All I gotta say is this: James Harden's defensive player of the year. That's all I gotta say.
1 player or 2 players on the court, letting people go by them, and expect Dwight to be able to go out there and block every shot. Now, there's no question
that sounds like my intramural seasons right there.
Huh?
So that sounds like my intramural seasons right there.
Exactly. And I mean, you guys were good, but that one year you didn't go as far, probably because that strategy doesn't work very long.
Oh, I was so mad.
Exactly. But in New York, with Porzingis, Carmelo, and anyone but you, Afwalo, I think you guys have a shot to go Eastern Conference Finals to challenge the Cavs. Because that's really...
Well, Aaron Aflalo is a free agent, so...
That doesn't mean he won't sign back. You just said JR might go back to the Cavs. I mean, Aflalo might go back to the Knicks.
Well, it makes the most business sense for JR to sign back. I mean...
I thought he was just okay. I honestly would look to try to replace him with somebody better, personally.
Oh, no, absolutely, and I agree with you. But the problem is...
He wound up back with the Knicks.
He has his chip now.
He does.
And him staying with the Cavs is the best position for him to get another.
But if JR cares about the money, he would go somewhere else.
Well, then we just have to wait and find out.
What about Shump? I can't believe Shump got a ring before Melo.
You know, there's so many memes about all these former Knicks players who now has a ring. And I actually had a good chuckle about it because I was like, you know what? I mean, we drafted 2 of them, and then we traded them both away.
That's the story of the Rockets' life.
That's the story of my Knicks life. Get that.
We had Kyle Lowry. We had Gordon Dragic. We had Carl Landry and freaking Patrick, what's his name, Patterson.
Patrick
I mean,
Patterson.
we had a lot of these players that now it's just like we just let them go. We had Jeremy Lin, and personally, I thought we should have kept Jeremy Lin. I understood that way that Daryl Morey, our famous and well beloved general manager, made those stupid contracts that they started off perfect. Hey, $5 million first couple years, guys. Don't worry, you and Ashik, I'm gonna pay you $5 million. Then it's gonna go up to like 10. That's the
Millions of dollars. Millions of
dumbest
dollars.
thing
Millions of dollars.
I've ever seen in my life, and it cost us because then we had to trade him away, and it just didn't make any sense whatsoever. But I mean, we're obviously going to see exactly what happens, and we're going to go from there.
Absolutely.
But
I mean, the rumors about trades, about where people are gonna go. I mean, this is excitement.
I love this part.
Granted,
Yeah,
debates among friends. Love us some
loved
basketball,
it.
but we still have a long way to go before football starts. So we need to try to find a way to bridge that gap in
And we definitely
between.
will. I mean, we'll talk about free agency. We'll talk about some training camps. Talk about a little WWE, some world events. We're gonna have a good time. I mean, me and the professor, we talk on a daily basis. And I'm
Basis.
going to tell you, there's no conversation like me and this guy's conversation. So stick around, stay tuned, because it only gets better from here.
Absolutely.
Now, we
Absolutely.
said we're going to go into a little bit of WWE, so maybe about 10 minutes. And I think we got some new music for the fans out there, which I really, really love.
Absolutely.
And I definitely want to give some time to
So once again, debates among friends. We love some underground music,
absolutely.
and we'll always try to promote these people as well too. So even though we have people who just listen to the songs and just like the posts that we put out there, it means the world to us if you also give us a lot of feedback to help us become better.
Absolutely.
Once again, we're still new. We are officially 2 months into the Debates Among Friends. Doctor, give yourself a round of applause. You
Professor
have
Bless.
just done so
Oh my
well for this
God.
entire
Professor
podcast.
Bless.
I mean, we've been stumbling in the beginning, and
Yeah.
now we are
No, we're
making
doing a good
it.
job, and I mean, absolutely, you do a great job. Not only getting to make sure the audio is good, we picked some good songs, and I mean, you're really, really putting in work, and I'm really happy. Of course, it's always a pleasure, my brother.
Hey,
But we,
it takes two to tango,
hey,
sir,
hey, don't you start.
but it takes four to
Boom.
bachata.
So let's talk about this WWE.
WWE. Dean Ambrose is now the WWE World Heavyweight
I
Champion.
was, can I just say I was so happy. Now, while Game 7 was on, let me tell the people this. While Game 7 was on,
Tell him.
I said, how the heck am I going to do this? Here I am, just one lonely doctor, with my wife. I can't say lonely, but I'm just one man, as Jonathan Moxon said in Varsity Blues. I'm just one man. Here I am.
Great movie, by the way.
I'm watching the game. I'm like, all right, game looking good. But it's Sunday. And Sunday, my friend, is for Game of Thrones. It's for football and Game of Thrones. There's no football, but there is Game of Thrones. Shout out to those who watch Game of Thrones. What an outstanding episode this was. I was so happy because Game of Thrones was so good that I didn't even care about the ending of the finals. But I tuned in to watch the last 3 minutes anyway, in which we saw the best 3 to 4 minutes of basketball in probably NBA playoff history.
I wouldn't go that
Okay,
far.
in Game 7 history,
I wouldn't go that far
in
either.
some type of history.
There
Because,
we
well,
go.
maybe it's the best defensive 3 minutes.
I still ain't go that far.
Did you not see it? I mean,
No, no, I seen it. Once again, it was great. I wouldn't say it was the
I don't know,
best.
bro. It was pretty good. It really made it good to be a fan at those for those 3 minutes because it was like,
Oh no,
you know,
absolutely. I mean, it was a great time to be a basketball fan, to love the sport, to be a pugilist of the craft. I mean, let's just not even try to say that the doctor tried to be controversial and great cash with it. Like it was a great sequence of events that led to the finale. But I would not sit here and say that it was the best ever.
I don't know. I would definitely have to go back and take a look at it because I thought it was great. I will say that I almost thought that block shot by LeBron was a goaltend. It was really, really close, but I mean, they gave him the block, so we'll go with that. But it was one of the best 3 minutes that I had ever seen in basketball in any game. No scoring, all defense, no turnovers really. It was just two good teams battling it out. Once that 3 or 4 minutes was over, I literally turned Money in the Bank on, and I said, I don't want to see LeBron. I don't want to celebrate with LeBron the Maniacs. This is not my team, and it's not their team either. They should just watch
No.
LeBron, and that's it. But I watched Roman anyone but you Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins. And I will say that this match definitely 5, 5.5 out of 10.
It was definitely a B-minus
Yeah, it was
match.
it was middle of the road. Okay, let's just get this over with, and so that Dean Ambrose could come out, which the crowd was actually screaming for Dean Ambrose.
They
And
were.
it
They
was
were.
really crazy. Like, we want Ambrose because everybody in the world knew that Dean was coming out to cast in
Well,
his.
and that's what people, a lot of the critics and the beat writers for WWE, shout out to Dave Meltzer, who's great at his craft. I mean, they said that he was going to come out. He even stated
He
that on
did.
Raw that past week that he was going to come out right after the
Which I'm
match.
glad.
So I mean, it wasn't a big surprise. They just wanted him to come out there so something could
Which
happen.
which begs, and we can go back to the previous pay per view when Roman kicked out of every move that AJ Styles could possibly throw at him. But two pedigrees, my
Two
friend,
pedigrees.
put the
Two
big guy
pedigrees.
away, and I was so shocked because it was so anticlimactic, anticlimactic,
It was.
and then
Although the first one was pretty
it
epic.
was, and then all you heard was Dean Ambrose's theme music start, and I knew he was going to be behind him. I knew he wasn't coming down to the ring. Everyone and
No.
their mother hits the wrestler with the briefcase, so everybody does that part, except for maybe
Absolutely.
one person, but mostly everybody hits the person with the briefcase. But he hit that dirty D's, my friend, and I mean, I was like, wow, this is a great ending. It was just a subpar event, as a whole, but the ending was pretty
Absolutely.
good. So,
And I told you this before off the podcast. I think the ending was based off of we need to one up the NBA Finals
I,
because that's who they was really competing against.
I don't know, because the thing is, it's another apples and oranges because there's no way to know how good the finals is going to be, and the way wrestling is set up now, and the writing and the character development,
Oh boy.
it's just
Oh
it's just
boy.
not where it used to be. So I don't think there was any topping the NBA Finals. I think it was more of, hey, maybe we could just steal a few viewers away, but everybody knowing that they can always go back and watch this over. And I think some of my friends even said, thank God for DVR. But it's like with these subscriptions, I could have went and watched Game of Thrones at any time. I could have went and watched WWE at any time. But I'm telling you, I did not watch the second and third quarter of this game. Actually, no,
I didn't
I take
either.
that back. I did not watch the third quarter of the game because I watched Game of Thrones. Then when I came back, I split screened immediately to watch WWE and then to watch the game. Best 3 minutes I had seen in a while, I'll say, of basketball
Okay.
action and some solid wrestling. Once the game was over, straight to wrestling. I don't want to see the celebration.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. Actually, really had nothing really to say. I mean, the pay per view itself, as you said before, it was just a bore. Minus the ladder match and the main
Mm.
event, and what happened after the main event. Other than that, I mean, everything else is pretty much forgettable.
I mean, I know we have a few minutes left, but what did you think about Roman Reigns' suspension?
Yes. So breaking news today: Roman, anyone but you, Reigns has been suspended for 30 days. He's not a bad
Mm.
guy. He's not a good
It's just
guy. He's a drug
a drug
guy
guy. Oh my god.
for violating WWE's wellness policy.
Which
And I said this before too. I think this is a work. I think they did this on purpose. However, sources are saying that they knew about this before the pay-per-view.
So maybe that's why.
Which is why
maybe that's why he lost. I mean,
well, and he lost.
He did lose cleanly, but I mean that's the only way to lose the title is to lose cleanly. I mean, unless the referee gets knocked down, but then that's whack. You don't want Seth Rollins to win like that, though.
No, I agree.
You know, so I mean, 2 pedigrees though. That wasn't really.
Even still, I mean, AJ Styles gave him 2 of your favorite finishing moves, and then hit him in the back with a chair for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's whack. Actually, that's why he lost, because he has that stupid move.
Well, that's without saying.
Yeah, he didn't deserve to win. He didn't deserve to win anything. Actually, he should just go away right now.
But real quickly, though, I mean, let's talk about our other favorite group in wrestling. The Wyatts returned on Monday. And it turned into one of the weirdest segments I have seen in a long time.
I think Xavier Woods made it weird. Like, he was...
Really? I just think this them coming out...
I don't know, you might have to go back and watch it, but in the middle of the promo, Xavier Woods, I think they were doing the WWE World Famous Tag... they were going through that.
Tag Team Champion!
And he was like... He was staring.
In a trance.
Yeah. He was walking towards him, but he never said anything, and he never did anything, and it just was weird. He made it weird. They made it weird. They could have just interfered in any match throughout the night, and it would have been perfect. But
like, there's nothing really to build on there. Like,
I mean, also,
and that's why it's just strange.
But that's why I said in the past, I said that 2 people from the Wyatt family should easily reign terror on the WWE, and they should all have a belt. All 4 of them.
I agree, and many of the true wrestling fans still believe that Bray Wyatt he should still be in the heavyweight title picture. But then he would
have won Money in the Bank had he been healthy. He would have been in Money in the Bank. He would have won Money in the Bank.
I just want him to beat Roman for the title, and he can go, and he won the
Well, now you're saying that you want Roman to win it back, so he can do that.
Oh, no. Do you realize that if he was to win it again, he'll be a 4-time WWE champion? In a 1-year span? That's Cena status.
Everybody knows that John Cena sucks.
But we're going to have to cut it off now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll continue this next week. Like I said before, we enjoy having you here. Always trying to do more for you. Eventually, we'll be able to do a side-by-side video as well, too. Yeah. We're going to leave you off with a song called Change. The name of the artist is Kenji from his album Vision.
Really good.
The track is pretty dope.
Really good.
I'm going to put the description out there later on tonight, along with the link to this podcast today. I am known as the Professor.
And I am the Doctor.
And we'll catch you soon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Love and peace.
Yo, I'm about to kill this. Yeah. Let's see if I can get all this done in one take. Yeah. Damn, I'll feel this one. Ride with me now. Ride with me. Yeah. Yo. They said that I would never make it. It fall too short of a victory. Now I'm king of my city. Penthouse sipping Hennessy. Trying to my doubt in this liquor. See myself in the mirror. Praying to God. Hope my talent delivers. Been at the bottom of this barrel for far too long. Just an outcast lost in this world trying to belong. Searching for better days. Ripping haze until I find them. Sacrificing sleep to bring some heat on the album. Tired of writing like I'm living this lavish life. In reality, it's all the same shit. Just a different night. I wanna be like the people we praise. Celebrities making millions when they only my age. Got me thinking like, what turns did I not take? Yo, can I really make it, or damn, is it all fake? I wanna know. I wanna grow like no other and stay on this path even though it gets tougher. Yeah, I pray to God that I stay me. Tired of being broke, but hope the money don't change me. I pray to God that I stay me. Tired of being broke, but hope the money don't change me. I pray to God that I stay me. Tired of being broke, but hope the money don't change me. I pray to God that I stay me. Tired of being broke, but hope the money don't change. See, that's real, stacking bills till collectors start calling. I'm always making moves while the homies keep talking. I'm never parked. You can catch me in a fast lane. Hotbox the whip, then take off like a jet plane. I wanna see my name written in life. These dreams seem possible when I approach the mic. I'm lost in the music, pouring vodka with the Sprite, thinking about the cost of fame and if I can pay the price. Like, damn, what the hell do I do now? Barely got enough change to catch the Greyhound. I know my breath stay low, but my head high. Always elevated, open in my third eye. Yeah, I'm not rich, but I stay wealthy, and I feast off of knowledge to keep healthy. A legend never dies, so I'll live on forever. Kenji rapping hip hop forever. Yeah, I pray to God that I stay me. Tired of being broke, but hope the money don't change me. I pray to God that I stay me. Tired of being broke, but hope the money don't change me. I pray to God that I stay me. Tired of being broke, but hope the money don't change me. I pray to God that I stay me. Tired of being broke, but hope the money don't change me.